This is Rummy's Corner.
Back in May, Oleksandr Usyk made boxing history when he became the first undisputed world heavyweight champion in the modern four-belt era. Usyk earned the honor when he was awarded a 12-round split decision against Tyson Fury, in addition to defending his unified championship, which included the IBF, WBA, and WBO titles. Usyk added the WBC belt to his collection, and he likewise earned a valid claim as lineal world champion. The two, of course, are scheduled to have a highly anticipated rematch on December 21st, in a bout that will be available worldwide on DAZN. At their fairly recent press conference, Fury seemed genuinely humbled by the loss, and Usyk marched in there dressed like a gangster. In a mutual expression of good sportsmanship, Fury signed a picture at Usyk's request, a photo of a mighty punch Usyk landed on Fury, which I believe was the punch that led to the famous Round 9 knockdown. To this day, I still see an awful lot of fans claiming that Usyk was robbed of a knockout, with some even going so far as to accuse referee Mark Nelson of deliberately interfering with the barrage. Is that really true? Is that what actually happened? I see the claim repeated so often that I thought the subject deserved a closer repeat viewing on my part. The punch that started it all was a beautiful left where Usyk caught Fury with his right hand way down low. Fury stumbled back into the ropes, and the referee reasonably could have called that a knockdown then and there, which may have done Fury a big favor if he had called it a knockdown there, but he didn't call it a knockdown. And after that, Usyk started really carving him up, landing numerous more big lefts, using the right largely as a decoy setup. Fury stumbled into the corner, continued getting tagged, and Nelson got a bit too close and Usyk bumped him off. Fury goes careening all the way to the ropes on the opposite side of the ring as Usyk pursues. Usyk catches up with him, and Fury evades a couple of punches before Usyk begins landing some more good shots near the corner. Fury does everything in his power to instinctually try and remain upright, and once again Fury goes off staggering into a different corner, and Usyk brushes past a befuddled Nelson again. Usyk lands two more powerful blows, and Fury goes back from whence he came, stumbling back into the prior corner. This time Fury crashes into that corner, and it is at this point that Nelson rules a knockdown. Honestly, I feel the same now as I did when I initially watched. I didn't think there was anything bad about Nelson's handling of the situation. That first big left started the onslaught. Nelson could have ruled that a knockdown, and per the rules, perhaps he should have. Although I'm not entirely sure that this is a cut and dry case of the ropes holding him up. I tend to think he may have timbered down had the ropes not been there, but Nelson let the action go. So Usyk starts wailing on Fury, and he lands four outstanding left hands during his follow-up attack. Fury goes staggering off to a different part of the ropes, and Nelson closes the gap between him and the fighters, which is technically what he is supposed to be doing in these situations. But he gets a little too close when it almost looks like a clinch might happen. Usyk bumps him off. Fury starts stumbling around all the way across to the other side of the ring. Down the final sequence from one corner to the other and back again. Fury did bounce off the ropes a few more times, and Usyk and Nelson crossed paths again. I don't think there was any egregious behavior on the part of Nelson throughout the entire long sequence that covered a lot of ground. Nelson could have never predicted the erratic path that unfolded with the action, and the two times he got into Usyk's path may have perhaps impeded Usyk in a fleeting moment, but between following the unusual path and keeping a close eye on Fury, Nelson was a bit slow following the quick shift in the flow. But I'll go a step further and say that I think Nelson's timing was perfect when he actually did rule a knockdown, because at that point Fury was helpless on the ropes in such a way he couldn't go down, but certainly would have had he not crash landed into the corner. Could Nelson have stopped the fight then and there? Sure, he certainly could have, but he didn't, and I think that was the right call. Not only was this a fight for the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship, this was the first fight for the undisputed crown in nearly 25 years. In light of that, combined with the fact that Fury has exhibited amazing recuperative powers in the past, I think Nelson made the right call here. The fact that Fury never appeared to be in any danger of going down the rest of the way, I believe, vindicates Nelson's handling of the situation. Indeed, Fury did not just merely survive the final 3 rounds until the final bell, but he actually began making a fight of it again, even though I personally believe Usyk was still clearly doing better work down the final stretch more often than not. At the end of the day, I thought the first fight was terrific, and it was a tremendous victory for Usyk, where I believe he overcame adversity and showed epic heart and determination with the way he bounced back in round 8, which led to the famous knockdown in round 9, which ultimately propelled Usyk to victory. I know some people believe this was an easy win for Usyk, claiming Fury only won 2 or 3 rounds. I'm a bit baffled by that take, and honestly think that does a great disservice to what Usyk accomplished. The fact that it wasn't an easy fight is part of what made it such a great victory. I thought it was a close and competitive fight, where Usyk's unwavering heart helped him not just stop the real momentum that Fury was building, but he quickly flipped the script and seized command of the momentum for himself, in a way that earned him the monumental history-making victory. I actually cannot wait for the rematch, and I do believe that there will be a higher probability of a knockout in the rematch, one way or another. I cannot wait to see the long-awaited rematch between the 2 best heavyweights in the world, Usyk and Fury, revenge or repeat. Find out December 21st live worldwide on the still relatively new streaming app service known as DAZN. When you consider that Queensberry rules have been around for like 150 years, and televised boxing became much more widespread starting in the immediate aftermath of World War II, yes, DAZN is indeed still new, relatively speaking. The first televised heavyweight championship fight happened all the way back in 1946, when Joe Louis beat Billy Conn. But the next heavyweight championship fight will happen on December 21st, an early Christmas treat for boxing fans around the world. For those not subscribed, DAZN's biggest deal of the year is here. For those of you in the United States, subscribe now and receive 50% off all plans. And for UK customers, save up to 33%. These deals are available for a limited time only. Subscribe in the link below to take advantage of these deals. Big card coming up this weekend on DAZN featuring IBF welterweight champion Boots Ennis having a rematch with Kareem Chukajan, and also WBC and lineal junior bantamweight champion Bam Rodriguez squaring off against challenger Pedro Guevara. Some other good cards coming up on DAZN later in the month too. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful night. This is Rummy's Corner.